Gender critical people, or most of them, are not actually gender critical. When I started getting into gender critical communities, I was expecting something and I did not get it. A lot of gender critical people are clinging to gender. They just want gender in a particular way. They want they want the positive effects of gender, but just not the negative effects of gender. I just want to do away with gender. That's what gender critical should be. If we're critical of gender, we're saying we don't want it. But a lot of gender critical people do want gender. You'll see a lot of gender critical people counter um, the trans people, trans identified people, and say there's only two genders. While I'm over here thinking, no, there's only two sexes. So there's only two genders and there's two sexes. Why are there two genders and two sexes? There's only two sexes. Okay. So why are people clinging to gender? Now, gender has a lot of negative effects, but it can have positive effects. Now, I'll talk about the female population because females make up the majority of the gender critical movement. And one thing that I see is, take for instance, that trope, that mindset, attitude, ideology of never hit a woman. A lot of gender critical people like that. They believe that. They hold on to that. They want those aspects of gender. They like that males are sent off to wars. They like that males are expected to sacrifice themselves in war, or if a boat is sinking, they have to sacrifice themselves, or if a fight is going to erupt, the male has to go and handle that. They like those positive aspects, those positive benefits of gender. Otherwise, they would be wanting to get away from gender completely. I don't. I'm male, but I don't consider myself a man. Which is identifying with gender, which is playing gender, which is accepting gender, which is just a sex-based class system. Okay. But even though I don't believe myself to be a man, I am not trans either. Okay. I don't believe I don't believe gender is a spectrum. Personality is a spectrum. Okay. It's just that these spectrums of personalities are pressured into these two narrow boxes of man and woman. Okay. And to express yourself, you feel like you have to go to the other side or identify as these millions of genders when we have to just integrate and be free to express ourselves. So otherwise you fragment and splinter and you develop these personas, or this single persona that's the opposite sex, so you can express yourself. So I don't have to identify with having been born in the wrong body. I just know that I have a personality that doesn't fit into that sex based class system role, which is just those roles are meant to control us and just benefit the system. Um, I have to find some true form of gender critical that recognizes sex but also recognizes the sex based class system.